everybody, it's Jen. We are going to get started. I am going to grab a stability ball for today. You definitely don't need one. I just want to use one today because it's right there and I want to use it, and we haven't used one for a while. If you have something like that or something else you want to sit on or use a bench, that's totally fine. You can 100% use the floor. It's not required whatsoever. But you will need some weights today. So what we're going to be doing are exercises for higher repetitions to go to failure or around failure. If you don't get to failure, no big deal, not a problem. But I want you to just go until you feel like you can't go anymore. That's kind of what we're aiming for. So, on that note, I'm going to grab whatever I'm sitting on, if I'm sitting on anything. Plus, it keeps me in frame a little easier. A mat for comfort because we are going to be on the ground for a bit, and then a bunch of different weights, and you can change it up. I'm not sure how many sets we're going to be doing of these exercises today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises, but one of those is a right and a left with the leg bridges. So technically 7 exercises, and we are going to be going to failure, so it's going to be taking these a little bit longer to get there. But we're going to do something different. So let me grab. Actually, in concentration health, we have a right and a left side for that one too. So we have 8 exercises. So it may take a little while, but you know what? Where it sounds good. We got a half hour. We can do it. And if we do multiple sets, or if you do have the ability to have multiple weights around you, you could do something where like you're doing things with 12s and everything's wonderful and great, and you're like, oh, I'm tired, I want to keep going. I can go down to the next set. If you have that, great. If not, not a big deal. We're still going to failure regardless, and a controlled failure. This is not things are like just falling on the ground. This is, I am done. This is the last one I can comfortably do correctly without causing me pain, anxiety, potential issues on my back, hips, whatever. You do it right, or you don't do it at all. That's how we're rolling today. So you have your water, you have your weights. So let's just move around a little bit, get warmed up. I will show you guys, if anyone here is dealing with wrist and hand issues. I did find these lovely little things the other day on Amazon. They're little hooks that you would attach to your wrist, and then they came here. So you could lift your weight, you still have your hand grabbing it, but it's the hook that's holding most of it. So you can work with heavier weights that you may not be able to work with because of grip issues. I thought they were pretty dang nifty, and I tried them the other day, and they worked pretty well. I mean, there's always a little bit of a learning curve and things like that, but it's amazing how many really cool, accessible items there are out there. So if you don't think it exists, Google it. All right, let's bring the leg back. Let's bring it out. So I've been stuck in these like 10, 12 pound for a long time, and I want to do something heavier with my lower body. So I know that I've lost a lot of strength there, and switch, but I just can't carry anything heavier. But something like that, I was able to grab 25 pounds the other day. Oh, my legs are killing me. I haven't pushed myself that much in months, but I just couldn't hold on strong enough. So that's amazing. And those are technically for people that are lifting a lot heavier than me, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's lean one way. Let's bring those arms up and over on top. Either straight up or up and over, whatever feels good. Let's lean back. And the other way. If anyone does care specifically about these ones that I got, they are from a company called D Moose, like the animal with a letter D in front of it, like the moose, or the moose with the letter D. All right, let's just swing those legs. So we have a V press, a chest fly, IYTs, concentration curls, hip lifts and switch sides, and single leg bridges for today. Those are our plan. I think we'll go through it twice, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to do all the exercises with no weights first, just to get myself comfortable with it and see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to have a seat. I'm going to pretty much be sitting for a good chunk of this for the upper body. But definitely can stand, not an issue. All right, so first we have a V press. So we're gonna have, and I'm gonna grab additional weights for these. So we're gonna be here, and they're gonna come out like the letter V, and then come in. And then out like the letter V and come in. And you can 100% do this with no weights whatsoever. I'm probably gonna grab 5s, although I think they might be on a little on the heavy side. I would like you to be able to probably get at least 10 repetitions in before you get too tired. So these are our V presses. All right, so we're gonna do these two at a controlled failure. I would like you to be under 20 repetitions for sure, and you don't have to match my speed. You can go faster, but not too fast. You're not bouncing. All right, so then we have our chest fly. So we're going to come out here. I'm gonna lay on the ground or on your mat or your ball or your bench. You have your weights in your hands, and you're gonna come out with a little bit of a bend, and then come back in. A little bit of a bend, and come back in. So the same thing. Looking for somewhere under that 20 repetition rate, but really going to that controlled failure. So you don't even have to count. You can just go to be like, you know what? I think this is a spot. I'm gonna stop, and you can stop. And then you have maybe a little bit longer rest or not. All right, so then we have our IYT. So what's going to happen is you're going to, if you're standing, you're going to be standing, obviously. And if you're seated, I want you to lean forwards with a nice flat back. So you're not here, you're here. And then you're going to grab, same thing, your lighter weights again, or no weights, and you're going to go I, Y, and T. So an I, a Y, and a T. Boom, boom, boom. This one's going to be a little bit longer because there's more exercises to do in that one. But the same thing, go until you can't go no more. And then we have our concentration curls. As bicep curls singular. So what's going to happen, if you're sitting, you're going to use the inside of your thigh here as a way to work on your bicep curls here. So that means you're not biting here. You're not swinging. You're not doing this. That leg is keeping you there. You're concentrating on just that. And if you're standing, you can be here, or you can just stand and really, really work on keeping that elbow glued to the side. So one more side, and then the other side. Then, on the ground, if you have a bench or something and you want to put your feet up on, totally fine. You can 100% use the ground, no worries. Because it's here, I'm going to use it. It's just going to give me more range of motion. We're going to press up and down. I'm not going to use any weights because I did a whole bunch of leg stuff the other day and I'm still tired. But you can 100% put a weight on this lower ab region of your torso. And then, I'm not going to use the ball for this one. And then we're going to do a single leg, do a bunch, and then the other way. I would suggest when we're doing these single leg exercises that if you know for a fact, like for example, my biceps, I'm going to start with my injured side so I can kind of count how many I'm doing until I go to failure so I can match the good side with that. So if I can do 10 over here, amazing, wonderful, great. I'm just going to do 10 as the default on the other side and just stop it. And the same thing with the legs. If you know what side is a little bit more difficult for you, start with that side first because you can always match it. If it doesn't match 100%, that's okay, but trying our best. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Let's go through one set, and then we'll see what time it is, and we can go from there. So I'm going to make sure I'm grabbing my smaller weights as well. So I would like to shoot for 15 repetitions, and then go from there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everyone's going to be different, so you do your best. And if we have a lot of space in between, and you want to throw in some like jumping jacks or something like that, or high knees or something to keep yourself moving in between, totally fine. Or you can just walk around, or you can just take a rest and then keep going until we catch up. So whatever, you don't have to just stand there and do nothing. Unless you want to, then that's totally fine. All right, so we're going to start with those V presses. So let's bring it in here. Let's go out and in. And we do a lot of things for time, so I wanted to change it up. And if you're watching this later, you can always pause it and fast forward to get to the exact time that you need to do. Whew, getting tired. Really listening to your body and what it's telling you. I got one more left in me. Whew. All right. getting yourself set up for those chest flies. I'm gonna try the 12s. I'm gonna see what happens. Worst case is I go back down. All right, so getting yourself situated on the ground. And let's come out and in. This is a chance today to push yourself with maybe a little bit heavier weight or a couple more repetitions. I got one more left. Ooh. All right, set yourself back up. I think my ball might need a little bit more air after today's class. All right, now we have those IYTs. So remember, we are sitting or standing flat back the whole time. If you can't do it with a flat back, you can't do it. Yeesh. All right, we'll see what happens. Remember, now when we do the I, if you have a weight in your hand, you could either be here or you can be here with the weight with the hands. So making sure the palms are either facing in or facing down continuously. And if you want to switch based on the position, so if you do hands down and then side and then up, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're consistent all the way through. Okay? All right, let's begin. I, Y, T. No holding your breath. Ooh, I think I got one more round left. You can keep going. Keep it going, keep it going. I'm going to be grabbing another round later weights for those, but adding to my little pile of weights here. All right, so if you were not done with that, finish up. Feeling free to grab water at any point in time. And then we have those concentration curls. So single arm biceps. Remember, we're starting with our not so great side. Remember, we can go a little heavy. If we go to like 8 or we go to like 5, that's fine. We do for this round. And then maybe you change out of weight for another round. Or maybe you stick with 5. 5 is probably the least amount that I would go without changing my weights. All right, and remember we can have the palms up or the palms out, either one, just find your consistency. And let's go. And when that side is done, you can switch over to the other side. Ooh. And remember, we're matching even if it's not 100% totally toast on that side. If it's toast on one side, it's going to be toast on the other by default. All right, take a couple extra seconds, do your thing. Then we're going to go down on the ground for those prone exercises in about 30 seconds. So I'm not going to do weights for this, you 100% can. No worries. So remember that the single, the doubles, then we're going to do the singles. So it's a combination of exercises here. So you're either going to go really heavy in repetitions on the doubles and then go lighter on the singles, or you can switch it out because chances are you're not going to be able to do both. Probably. Maybe you can. All right. So if we're going above 20, you need to stop and then add some weights for the next round, okay? Let's see again. I think maybe I have 3 more left. Hamstrings are burning on me. And take it down when you're ready. And I'm going to go right into the singles because we're already in that position, and if you need to take a little longer with the doubles, totally fine. Like up or crossed it over, I would say if you have the ability to put it up in the air, you're going to burn out a lot faster, and that's kind of what we're going for today, to really kind of shock the system in a good, healthy, related way, not anything bad. But if you need to cross over that leg into a lower figure four, that's totally fine. All right. And when you're ready, switch out. You could 100% do this with a stability ball. It just takes a lot of effort. And I fail on camera all the time, but not today with that. All right, and when you are done, you're going to stand up. You're going to shake it out. You're going to grab some water. You're going to make any changes to weights that you need to make. And we do have one more time to go through one more time. So your weights may be more this time. They may be less this time. Reps, all that sort of stuff. You pick, totally fine, do what you need to do, but you know what's coming next, so you can kind of adjust yourself accordingly. All right, so we have those V presses first. Hopefully if you lifted a good amount for your body the first time through, maybe you'll even max out a little sooner, and that's totally fine. So don't worry. You're tired, that's cool. That's what we're trying to do. All right, shake it out, and let's press. This isn't a shoulder press coming out at an angle. I'm tired. Whew. Remember, we're not looking for you to collapse here. We're looking for you to start getting that shake and going at this is hard for me. And I can only do a couple more without shaking too much. It makes me uncomfortable. Okay, let's go into those chest presses, or chest flies next. Chest fly, we're coming out to the side. All right, I'm going to go to a little bit more of an angle this time, so maybe you can see me a little bit better. Here. Let's go out and down. right, next up, we have IYTs. So I'm going to grab the little ones this time. That's why I got them out this round. There's nothing wrong with little weights. Don't anyone ever bully you into thinking you can't lift little weights. All right, are you ready for some IYTs? Let's go. If you ever done a bar class or a ballet class, they do things with like literally no weights, and it's killer. And if you ever tell a ballerina or a ballet dancer that they're not in shape or not strong, you see the things that they do? I think I maybe got like, maybe 2 rounds left. I'm gonna try for 2. Ooh. All right, yeah, that's good enough for me. All right, we have our concentration curls next. So our single-sided biceps. All right, side, and let's begin. Definitely harder this time around. All right, and then doing your best to match it. All right, when you are done, we have our 2 leg ones, our 2 final exercises. We have the hip raises and the single bridges. So today's not really a sweaty workout, it's a muscle fatigue workout. All right, we're actually doing really well on time. All right, let's begin. And then when the doubles are done, go right into the singles. And then when you're done, take your time and then come on up. If you're still going, keep going. Give everybody probably another minute to finish what they started. And then we're gonna stretch it out in our final 5 minutes. All right, pop this over the side, as we don't need our ball to cool down. All right, so let's just go right down to the ground. And let's turn on our side, and let's grab a foot and pull it back. And if you want to intensify that stretch, bring that bottom knee in, relax that head. And then I'm going to release and just flip it on over and do the same thing. Release, I'm going to grab behind those knees. I'm going to rock and throw 3 times on the spine, and then sit up. All right, let's bring those legs out in front with those toes pointed up. Let's bring those arms out, and we're going to reach down to one foot and then the other on the same side to start. And then let's go the opposite side. Reaching down, in, reaching down, and then the next one, you're just going to come and hold. And then come on up, other side and hold. And then release, come on and bring those knees in. Let's bring one arm back for our tricep stretch. And then on the other side. And then release. I'm just going to go over here. Let's try to reach the other way. So I'm going here towards, you could even potentially just touch right here if you want. But we're leaning more here into the bringing that bottom hand back and up versus the top hand down, which we just did. But if you're just curious where you are, you can do a nice little touch. And then release, and let's see, can you get the other side to kind of match? I'm actually impressed with my shoulder flexibility at this exact moment in time. And really, let's bring one arm up and over, look up. Move around that wrist. And then other side. Looking on up. Moving around that wrist. Release, tuck those toes under, and roll yourself up to standing. Bring those arms behind the body. Bend the knees. Bring the head and neck down. Relax. Shake that head yes. Shake that head no. Really let gravity open up those arms. And then let them fall. Wiggle them around like noodles. And then nice and slow, you know the drill, rolling it back up. Head comes up last. Thank you for joining me on this shortened week. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later.